under 128, the house that Nora decorated. Come in. After you. The kitchen. 17 across. What looks good on the end of a stick? 9-7. What looks good on the end of a stick? Miniature sausage! Miniature sausage. Hello? Sorry, I'm starting without you. Very rude. I'll tell you what else is rude. 9 episodes and not a cup of tea. We'll put that right. Now listen, what do you want? I've got black tea, I've got white tea, I've got green tea, I've got Earl Grey, I've got Duke Beige. I've got a tea made from 2 parts spice to 1 part quince blossom. Sugar? No sugar? Honey? Sweetener? Milk? No milk? I've got full cream, I've got semi-skimmed, I've got skim milk, I've got oat, I've got almond, I've got soya, I've got human kindness. Quiche. Sorry about the last episode, that was a bit gloomy, wasn't it? And the dream sequence, what was all that about? As Nora would have said herself though, it looked like it was an awful lot of fun to do. The thing is, and I wasn't messing with you, she did take an overdose, she did leave a goodbye and her own obituary. I did get a phone call, but it didn't work. When she woke in the morning, she was so pissed off, but somehow she still had too much bounce, and 6 months later, at the age of 87, her cancer is gone. She's given the all clear. Well, hey! Let's put the kettle on. Let's bake a cake. Huh? Right, decorating. I will have one of these. Sausage. Decorating book. Leave for new owners. So, in April 1983, the ceiling was washed, not painted. Good to know. In November 2006, ceiling tiles were removed and the whole place given a lick of Dulux Sunbeam. A bright, positive colour, although when it was all like it, it was like living inside a jaundiced stomach. The curtains here are a teddy bear design, bought from Paul Simon. So that's a change of direction for the songsmith from New Jersey. I have redecorated. Yeah. So, put a tin in a microwave. So mostly white with one wall of lime green, for which I have been roundly mocked, which proved very useful for a green screen sequence, including bunny and giraffe here in their eternal dance, and which will remain, so that when the time comes for my own children to make ironic videos about my taste, they got some ammunition ready to hand. Well, tuck in. The kitchen was very important to my mum. Food was very important to my mum. The sausage roll, rolled up cheese, fondant fancy. It was her way of showing love. The table groaning, but very generous. These are nice. And she'd always say, there's nothing for dessert. Oh, apart from... Fancy some trifle? I'm afraid there's nothing else for dessert. Apart from jelly. Oh, lovely. Yeah. Fancy some jelly? I'm afraid there's nothing else for dessert. There is fruit salad. Fruit salad. Squirty cream. I want squirty cream on it. I'm afraid there's nothing else for dessert. Oh, goodness. Sugared oranges with glacé cherries, mandarin cheesecake, or instant whip. And cakes too, cakes for people, cakes for which she kept a pictorial record, which is kept in the handy drawer by the sink. It's in here. Maybe it's in this one. Ah. Cakes, cakes, cakes. Cakes for friends and cakes for colleagues. Cakes for weddings and special occasions. Look, here's one for Phil Coates' retirement. Here's one for Jean Broome. Here's one for Catherine's second birthday. Fruitcakes. Cakes with fancy icing. Cakes with bespoke decoration and cakes made from unusual ingredients. Ooh. Can you guess how it's made? Can you guess what's in it? So in the 1970s, my mum made this recipe often, and she would give a slice to visitors and say, I bet you can't guess what it's made from. And they'd go, no, I can't guess what it's made from. And my mum would leave a pause at the appropriate amount of time for the mystery to set in, and she'll go, well, I'll tell you what it's made from. It's made from tomato soup. And they go, no, and she goes, yes, it's made from tomato soup. And they go, oh, and have another slice. Oh, yes, tomato soup. And they are intrigued. Now, I never liked tomato soup cake. I thought it was just weird. People are going to write in, possibly, and say, you're wrong. Tomato soup cake is delicious. No, I'm right. Tomato soup cake is weird. But the thing is, it was excused in the 1970s. Heinz tomato soup was full of sugar. In 2004, they changed the recipe. They reduced the fat, the salt, the sugar. Now it tastes vaguely of tomatoes. I don't want a cake that tastes of tomatoes. I want a cake that tastes of cake. Nevertheless, if you came round to see Nora, if you just dropped in for a cup of tea, or if you lodged with her, you would be fed. It was her delight, and any whim, any dietary requirement was catered for. She loved it. And she was loved back. So that on her 90th birthday in October 2018, the family took her down to Lyme Regis, which she loved. And we had a whale of a time. And then they had a party for her. The Silver Linings sang. They raised money for charity. And she got, here they are, over 90 cards, one for each of her years, from well-wishers. She was loved. Go on, have a bit of quiche. It won't keep. On the 27th of February 2019, my mum's friend and neighbour Kathy knocked on the door and, getting no answer, let herself in and found here in the kitchen, my mum had collapsed, her head towards the fridge, probably heading for some savoury slices. She'd been out that morning. She was 90 and a third exactly. They're cutting the oak tree down out back, subsidence, but we planted a new one. You can see it from the kitchen window, a little sapling. And this year, a year on in springtime, it's doing well. At my mum's memorial, there were about 150 people, full of love, including an old lady in a wheelchair, my mum's old school friend Sheila, Bunny, two giraffe from Bunny. Sheila, who seemed to me more heartbroken than I'd ever seen anyone. Sheila, who wrote, "Dear Nora, I never seem to have time to speak to you at school now. That's why I'm writing so early in the holidays. Can you come to Squirrel Land one day next week? If you can't, it will soon be too late for primroses. Bunny loves giraffe and always will. Too late for primroses. I better do some of this washing up." The house that Nora decorated. After you.